Well, I'm hoping I'm not getting in over my head here. The weather reports were supposed to be pretty good, but as you can see, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm not so worried about being up here, it's more of the drive down. A lot of times they'll close these canyons to all vehicles except four-wheel drives and those with chains. And I'm just driving a little front-wheel drive car, so might get interesting on the way down. We'll see. And it did. It turned out to be a white knuckle drive on the way down. In fact, at the very mouth of the canyon, the sheriff's department had closed it off to all vehicles but those with four-wheel drives and chains. This is a sign you're looking at. It's a warning sign, obviously, and it's just saying you are responsible for your own actions up here, as there are many natural hazards. Now, this is the canyon that I've done the vast majority of my rock climbing in. It's an absolutely gorgeous canyon. This particular place is about 7,500 feet in elevation. It's a very popular canyon. It's accessed year-round by many people, locals and tourists alike. So from that respect, it does get a lot of use, and I do have another area that I favor that's a lot less used, and you're more likely to find yourself alone. Now, there are places up this canyon that you can get quite remote and kind of get away from the crowds a little bit. These areas that I have been going to in the past, if you've been watching my other videos, love those areas. Very beautiful and typically a lot more safe. But this type of area, you can see all this behind me, love it. I can't, you know, it's just a blast being up here. Got to be a bit more careful. This is a high avalanche area, so, but I've researched the place that I wanted to come. This part isn't too bad. It's a low risk avalanche area, and I jumped on the Avalanche website, and today it's supposed to be moderate, I think. So I think you have low, and moderate is the next one, considerate or considerable, and then high, and then there's one more above high. I can't remember the terminology exactly, but so today we should be pretty good. If I stick around in this area here, shouldn't have any problems. In my efforts to educate myself on avalanche and the dangers, I jumped on the Utah Avalanche website, and while there I found some interesting statistics. This year alone there have been 17 incidents with avalanche, and some of those with people being severely injured, including 3 deaths just this year. And in fact, those 3 deaths occurred within 1 week span of each other. In 1995 to 2005, Utah deaths by natural hazard were 13% flash floods, 23% lightning, and 64% avalanche. Between 1999 and 2009, this mountain range that you're looking at in the video accounted for 68% of the fatalities. Now, I'm guessing this is a pretty popular area, pretty popular mountain range, so it gets visited by more people, thus, statistically speaking, is more likely to have a higher percentage of those fatalities. Every now and again you can hear blasts that are coming from that direction, and what they're doing is they're doing avalanche control. A lot of these areas are controlled, many of them are not. You know, quite honestly, I haven't spent a lot of time up in these high elevation areas in the winter. I spend as much time as I possibly can in the summer, spring and fall. And I tell you, what's kind of neat about it is it's just like a different world up here, you know, with all the snow. It's you know, at the risk of sounding corny, man, this is just fun. I can't explain it, but it's just absolutely beautiful. A lot of fun to be up here. Well, you interested in what kind of animals are up here? A lot. Maybe the narrator will tell you. Now, given the terrain, you can probably guess many of the animals that reside up here. But as I did research on this particular area, I found very surprising results in many of these animals I've never seen. Now, having spent time in this particular canyon most of my life, I have had first encounters with many of these animals, but they include moose, mule deer, coyote, mountain goat, elk, bears, and mountain lion, although I've never seen any bear or mountain lion, unfortunately, because I'd love to see them out in the wild in this particular area. But mountain lion, you do hear about encounters on the news from time to time. Beaver, badger, snowshoe hare, ermine, which I had no idea what that was. I had to Google that one. Bobcat, and these animals I find very interesting as well are raptors, hawks, eagles, and owls, or just birds of prey. I really like birds of prey, especially eagles. And many migratory birds make their way through. Then of course you've got your chipmunks, your squirrels, your robins, those type of birds as well.